Pinawali usar turang kina maram darbo kina kone leo san taon na pamusita mantan na ilabon ni Ozia san natin kumata bali bikin tanah kabi dibing karabin tin tay radio bulan dua bata abo bikin tay tini kabitu na miniti me ono nakaloko San Francisco na kabi dibing karabin tin tay na remay ni sana ready kay rau bata kei Maori Ferrell koya menanggai pamatal takamantan na nanggito sa sasanga chukin na sana matatakan na nonta punolomanyo Viti Maori will become the first competitive international diver to represent Fiji. On behalf of Radio Bulan Dobat family Maori, we welcome you this afternoon. I know that you have an intense training program going on now in your bid to compete very well at the Olympic Games, which is a strenuous 8 hours training. Wow. Okay, before everything else, we would like to know about you. We welcome you to the program this afternoon. Can you just briefly describe yourself? Where are you currently based now? Where are you originally from? Where is mom from? And every small detail about you, because we the Fijian community on Radio Bulan Dobat want to know you first before we progress with our topic this afternoon. Bula Benaka.
Right. So I am the first diver, international diver for Fiji. I just finished, or I think 2 weeks ago, came back from World Championships in Fukuoka, Japan. And yeah, it was a great experience. It was my first international competition competing for Fiji. And it was an awesome experience. And right now I am training in Mexico, 8 hours a day, almost 7 days a week, sometimes 6, depending. Yeah, so.
Well, thank you so much, Maori. Can you just link yourself up with a province in Fiji where you're from, or where dad is from?
Right, so my dad is from Wainunumbua.
Wainunumbua, Sandina, yeah. William Ryder country. Yeah.
And my mom is from Canada, so.
Mom is from Canada. Vancouver, Canada, Toronto?
Vancouver.
Vancouver, Canada, nice place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Turang kan marama na derbongo can isibu chuka non da Veitalanoa. As you know, Fiji don't have the resources even to compete in diving. We go as far as swimming. I think a few of our swimmers, if my knowledge serves me correct, one Mr. Malani represented Fiji, and a few girls. And how old are you now, Maori?
I'm 14.
14 years old. Okay. The passion for diving, how did it start for you? Did somebody just threw you off the 3-meter thingy or what?
Well, I started diving in Grandview Heights in Canada. I didn't even know how to swim, and my dad, being Fijian, he thought
that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to swim, and I saw there was a diving team at the time at that pool, and I saw them diving, and I said to my father I wanted to be a diver, and from that day forward, I've just been diving for the past, I think, 6 years. And then my coach took me to competition in Victoria, Canada, and it was the Junior Pan American Games, and overall Mexico won the competition. And I told my mom I want to go to train in Mexico, so because they won the overall. So I told my mom I wanted to go to Mexico to train, and she took me here to Mexico, and now I'm training with Olympic coaches.
Okay, that is when you were 7 years old, because you say
8.5, I think, almost 9.
8.5 years old. You didn't know how to swim at that time. Well, you learned the hard way, but I think it's bearing fruit now, since you're based out of Guadalajara in Mexico. It's written here.
Yes.
So you know a lot about the place now, and you've been trained by Olympic coaches. Okay. So representing Fiji, you said you were brought up in Canada. Was it always at the back of your mind, or you just made up the decision because dad is from Wainunu in Boa? You could have well gone for Canada, and of course you've stayed longer in Mexico to represent them too.
Well, I remember asking my dad, does Fiji have any divers? And he said, no, I don't think so. So we did our research, and that's when I found out that I could be the first Fijian diver to represent my country in history. So I took the chance, and now here I am.
So, your dad approached the officials in Fiji for you to be included, and they just said, "Go ahead."
Yeah. So I think what happened was I got my Fijian
Citizenship.
citizenship, and then they gave me the Fijian passport to represent Fiji, since my dad is from Wainunubua.
That is from Wainunu in Boa, so that is the choice for you. Turang kena marama terbu kena kena leo. Oni sangke siamu cukup main nak kena ko oni sangke siamu cukup main ke Veitalanoa kei Maori yang baki tini ka va go ke ro siamu sar cukup mai Mexico. Mai Guadalajara mai Mexico na buno sa literen cuki na batakir na Olympic coaches ngan rebo cukup mai matai me nangole na Olympic Games me matatakan non ta buno lomani bicem berapa kan tuan indua. May na nonda buno lomani bicho babu de binaka ni raw reach out mai bago vitamani da may kilaira rawa ngona rangay bagay tabi kina libo na ngona sandan do nalakutungan na vita Viti na vita ngalo ngo sa lakusar na vi matanggali na diving kordo tu na 3 meter springboard, 1 meter synchronized diving, if I'm correct in all these events. Like you said, now you are at the pinnacle of your career. You're just 14 years old. Why I'm saying you right up there, because you learned this craft when you were like 8 years old. You must be having a feel of it now. So, what events you will be representing Fiji in diving? There's specified events in diving.
Right. So there is 1 meter springboard, there's 3 meter springboard, and then there's platform 10 meter. But the only 2 official events for the Olympics is 3 meter springboard and 1 meter 3 meter springboard and platform. So there's only 2. And for World Championships, which was the last World Championships, it was 1 meter, 3 meter, and platform. And then there's also synchronized.
Okay. Maori, just tell us, so what will take you to be the first competitive international diver to be at the next Olympic Games? Now you're already representing Fiji. You're the first. What's the next big events? You've been to any other world events, or you're aiming for the Olympics now?
Right. So my next competition, I think, is in Madrid in December. And then after that is the next World Championships in Doha, Qatar.
Yeah.
We are aiming to go to that World Championships. And if I come top 30, I can actually go to Olympics in Paris 2024. So that is the goal for the competitions.
So you're saying, so the next one, the aim is to be in the 2024 Paris Olympics, which is just 1 year away. So, gauging from what you have been doing so far, in the next World Championship, like you said, will be in Doha, in Qatar. So, you're aiming for the top 30 that is the automatic qualification for the next Olympic Games in the three of these set events in diving.
Yes.
So, when you say you've been training very well now in Mexico, your last international competition representing Fiji, so you won 1 meter and 3 meter in the platforms, eh?
Just 1 meter and 3 meter.
Just 1 meter and 3 meter. Your last competition, how did you fare in that one?
I came on 1 meter. I think I came within top 60, but I only came in the preliminaries on 1 meter and 3 meter, which was the whole point of me going to the competition was to get the feeling of an international competition, the experience. It wasn't more about placing any for medals or becoming first, second, third. It was more for the experience. But for future competitions, we're gonna go with harder dives and more execution to get the better results.
Thank you so much, Maori. Da po bibina kani sa tuna saranga me no man terbungo. Voi tavi a mai doha toka na matai ni ono sangapulu. E bina kata chuko me ga indua talengo di po sota kana baga durungo mai doha me san laki toka in top 30 me round in qualifying in Olympic Games. Da po bibina kan. Vi Maori en ngachini alona. Sengi ambagitini kaba 14 years old, and he has already became the first competitive international diver to represent Fiji. We'll always pray for you, mark your name every time. I think you've chosen the right platform to come on and just to show the whole world, and of course your listenership, the listeners on Radio Mbulundobata, which taps the market here in America. Not only that, we are all over the world in live streaming on Radio Mbulundobata. So the listeners that tuning in now, some are saying best of luck to you. Awesome,
Naka.
all the best. We'll always remember your name. Okay, a bit of your routine. Eh? What you say that you in the diving platform or in the pool for nearly 8 hours a day. That is just like you're working full time now, and you're doing that for 6 to 7 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So what normally do you do?
Well, like I said, we train almost six days a week, and it's like a job, but it's my passion, and we do like dry land training, and then we do also pool. We train in the pool. We do some days I do 1 meter, some days I do 3 meter, but it's a great sport.
Can you just tell us about your coaches now? Like you say, they are all Olympic coaches. You still going with the coach that brought you up from day one, or you've shifted a lot of gears to your competitive coach right now? You say is an Olympic coach.
Right, so I started off with a coach in Canada. His name was Jose de Palma. He was from Venezuela. And then in Mexico, I trained with Ivan Bautista, which is the Olympic coach for the Mexican Olympic team, diving team. And then right now I'm training with Daniel Islas. He is a former Olympian and former diver athlete for Mexico.
So you have the best of the best training you. So from the top 60, so your aim to be a top 30 and going on. You're just young. How many years of competitive diving are you looking at in representing Fiji? You're 14 now. As long as you can dive, or when Wainunu spirit within you dies out.
Basically, yes. So I'm looking forward to future competitions and just keep competing for my country and making my country proud. So as long as I can still do flips and dive, I am looking forward for that.
What is one highest platform that you already dove from before? Apart from
The
the
highest platform is 10 meter.
yeah,
So in in diving there's high diving as well, which is even higher. But
you've never tried it?
the highest I've dove from is 10-meter platform.
10 meters platform. That is
Yeah, that is 30 feet,
30 feet.
30 feet high.
We kemudian siamo chukumai en radio bulan do bata non da bulangi chuko Maori. Okwe dorbo ne wainu no maimbua. Arto sa isi butale chunga. Merto mata taki piti chuko en pura-pura ni diving. Sember pa kanto dindo ela ko tukin. Kento to ngono bek ngatung kento le dive tukin ngono ngani sisili to nga. From the villages. When you talk about diving, back in Fiji, is when you go to the Super Pool or you in the village, it's just
Yeah.
a fun thing to do. But in the professional world, you are the first Maori, and we thank you for having the guts and the determination to show the whole world that we from Fiji, we can actually do this sport too. I know it's a minor sport
Right.
back home, and you're already flying the flag for Fiji. Fiji. When we talk about Fiji, we idolize former Wainunu great in rugby, and that is William Ryder. William Ryder. He plays rugby sevens, and he's also from Wainunu in Bua. And you, the second person that we know of that is also from Wainunu in Bua in another field of competition, diving. And like I said, we'll always be thankful for the path you've taken and for choosing Fiji. I think you've spent a lot of time in overseas, in Canada, of course, America, in Mexico, and for you to choose Fiji, that is a milestone. And we Fijians all over the world, we are so grateful, and we thank you for the drive and the passion that you have to at least put Fiji up on the map in this competition, which is a diving competition. And any other things you want to say? Before that, what is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink?
Yes.
Whew.
Anything?
Favorite drink? I think maybe Milo.
Milo. Okay. What is your favorite food?
Favorite food? Ooh, cassava.
Don't just tell us. Don't worry, your coach won't be listening.
Maybe cassava and well, basically all of the Fijian cuisine is really good. I also like I like a lot of things. I'm not a picky eater. Right. Roro is really good. I love
Roro.
you.
Sanjina. Yeah. Okay. What is your
Also the fish and chips in Fiji is really good.
Oh,
Bad
yeah.
for my diet though.
Fish and chips in Fiji, Roro, kena tapioca. Okay. What is your favorite pastime apart from diving and your favorite pastime?
Favorite hobby?
Yeah, like a hobby or
I love playing rugby. I used to play before I was a diver. I was a rugby player.
wow.
I love playing rugby. I love playing video games sometimes when I have the chance. Not training, maybe on the weekends. Yeah. So my two favorite sports are rugby and then diving.
Rugby and diving and a bit of video games when you're free, eh? And any last words to the listeners? I think we have come to the end of our small talk segment this afternoon. Any more thing you want to add, Maori? Go ahead. You have all the time.
Right. So I just wanted to say that basically I want to show the world that Fiji has more to offer in sports than just rugby. That I want to show the world that what us Fijians are made out of, and I want to take Fiji and maybe one day bring diving to Fiji, and so I'm not the only Fijian diver. I want to make like all the Fijians have the choice and the opportunity to do diving as well.
Have you ever been interviewed with any other radio station back at home, or this is the first?
I think Breakfast One, Fiji One.
Fiji One Breakfast Show?
Yeah, Fiji One Breakfast Show.
So, nakabagarita ka na dorubungo, ko ay binakatanga mendakila, ni ko ay kenesebu, anda na toko ni ko ay nabingo na todo kosar, ay nabagitabi chikin, ando na ngauna, ando na metalikola, na siya nga wala nga ni maraw kinoko ay kino nabubali, and nabaga tenga kin, anda na maraw kenda, na luwibich todo kosar. So, Maori, once again, we want to thank you for availing your time to be on Radio Mbulundo Wata. And we'll always be cheering for you now that we know. I think this is the first time for many of us to even see you. And we'll never forget you. We'll pray for you and go get that medal. Not only the World Championship, of course, the Mecca of diving. And I hope that is an Olympic gold medal in the very near future. And when you do that, we'll always remember this day you first came on Radio Mbulundova telling us your aspirations to be the first. And you, of course, you are the first in diving, representing Fiji. And, of course, the pinnacle, not only in rugby sevens. If they can do it, you can also do it too. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. We do hope and pray that you will go well in your future of diving.
Naka.
Nakabali besar turun ken marama derbo ken ngone lewa nanon da Veitalanoa kei Maori na kei bidang ni konta bo di benaka. Sulitu nona ngauna na mai Veitalanoa watu